News Desk.
To Nyeri now, where once again Member of Parliament Ngunjiri Wambugu is locking horns with Chief Justice David Maraga over the latter's allegations against President Uhuru Kenyatta. Ngunjiri, who in 2017 sought to have Maraga removed from office on grounds of misconduct, is now calling for an audit on the Chief Justice and whether he speaks for the judiciary while taking on President Kenyatta. Let's now cross over live to Nyeri, where Ibrahim Karanja is speaking to him. Ibrahim, over to you.
Never received any particular position from the JSC on what the fate of my petition was. I heard in the media that they actually sat over that petition. What I have never understood is whether Maraga was in the sitting that discussed the petition I had filed against him. But then, subsequent over the years, and I have been following how Maraga has been behaving, and I want to especially raise the issue of his recent statement when he castigated the executive against certain things that he suggested are the reason why the judiciary is not performing as it should. I don't know whether many Kenyans know that the CJ himself has refused to follow court orders. He has at least 4 court orders that have been issued that demand for him to reinstate members of the judiciary who had been fired. People like Lucy Njora, people like Brian Hayamba. There was a lady called there was Lucy Njora. Let me just confirm that. There's Daniel Ochieng and Rosemary Mutoka. They got court orders that demanded for them to be reinstated. The CJ has actually never reinstated them. So as he points fingers at other people for not following court orders, it is important for us to know that he himself has not followed orders that have been issued by his own courts. But that is not the most important thing. I think the most important thing for me is the allegation he made where he tried to suggest that the reason we are in problems as a country in terms of our judiciary is because the executive has failed to perform certain things. First and foremost, he made, there's this issue of the 41 judges that have not been appointed. I am made to understand, or just listening to the conversations between the executive and the judiciary, you get the impression that there is a report about the integrity of several of those judges. This report, in my opinion, or in how I have been advised, was actually made, presented to the Judicial Service Commission. So this is something that the CJ himself actually knows, that there are issues that were raised of integrity on the 41 judges. So one is now left to understand, why is he insisting that these 41 judges should still be appointed, despite the fact that he knows that there are reports against their integrity. Another allegation that the CJ has made is that he has been trying to reach the president. All of us have seen him trying to reach the president using press conferences. I would want to assume that he has also tried to formally reach the president either by writing to him or in some other way that he's actually able to prove. Because I want to stand here and say, based on my own personal experience with the Chief Justice in regard to my case in 2017, I do tend not to believe a lot of the things he says, because I had a case against him. It was dealt with in a way that was extremely opaque, that has never been presented to me. So when he says certain things, I want to ask him to actually be able to prove about the things that he's saying. Personally, as a member of parliament, one of the things I want to do is to initiate a process in parliament, because parliament oversights all arms of government. Part of the reason why parliament is on that allocates money for the judiciary, that allocates money for the executive, allocates money for parastatals, is because we represent the people. We represent the close to 50 million people who are residents of Kenya. And we need to get to the bottom of the allegations that are being made by the Chief Justice. We need to be able to audit the Chief Justice. We need to know whether the Chief Justice is speaking on behalf of the JSC. We saw that day that he was there by himself. We haven't had any other member of the JSC speak about the issues that he has raised. As a member of parliament, I'm going to be making a request to parliament, to the Judicial Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, JLAC, to start a process of auditing the Chief Justice. I know he's about to retire, but I think it is important for us to get to the bottom of who David Maraga is, his tenure as the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya. He has come out as someone who we have seen incidences, various incidences of things that he has done, and I really would want Kenyans to understand the kind of person who has been leading the judiciary. I'm going to be asking the JLAC to actually start an audit process on him as the person who has been sitting in that office. We need to understand the allegations he makes when he speaks to the president through the media. Is he trying to create a sense of lack of confidence in the institutions that we have, despite the fact that he leads one of them? There has been this feeling that he says he is independent. But we know.
Member of Parliament Ngunjiri Wambugu